Okay, welcome back to Kimbo's channel and the Eevolution project. This is a project that's been going on for a little bit now. There'll be other videos that are linked at the end of this video showing all the other ones that I've done so far. This will be the next one for Vaporeon. Now, let's just start off with some important things about about Vaporeon here. So Vaporeon is a evolution. So Eevee is the base Pokemon that Vaporeon evolves from. Of course, we got to start with all of the Pokemon facts because I'm a Pokemon professor, if you haven't seen the earlier video. So Eevee is kind of a fox dog-like Pokemon, and she is capable of evolving into all sorts of other Pokemon elements, basically using energies. This is the water one. If that's not clear enough, it's very fish-like. So Vaporeon is one of the kind of original 3 evolutions that existed, and probably my second favorite behind Leafeon, because it's just so, like, old school mermaid is how I would describe it, because, you know, mermaids were not supposed to be so much human-like. So we're going to do a layout for Vaporeon. Now, to start out, of course, the background. In the other videos, you'll see I'm using the same cardstock brand book for all of them, so they have the same kind of color story, they're all related. This is a very foily one that, while it's not necessarily scales, it looks very scaly to me, and it has the colors perfectly matched. So I cut this into an 8x8. They're all 8x8 pictures. So we're going to start with that one. And then I've got this wavy kind of textured paper. Now, I'm not using shadow boxes, so I've got to be very careful about how I use it. I can't layer too much, or it'll be too compressed inside the glass. So I'm not going to put this down and then glue it on top. I'm going to need to cut it and kind of lay it next to it. And I think I'm going to go straight down the center with it. And then we'll have the cards on the sides. So first I'm going to cut those down, kind of, so it'll be on the top and the bottom framing it. And then we will have the eevee cards with Vaporeon there as well. Similar to that, or I might go off to the side. If we do it off to the side, we'll get a little bit more room for the cards. So this is the most important stage, where you figure out your layout before you glue anything down, although I will be using our handy dandy Elmers tape runner. These are very handy. There's different brands of them. They all kind of work the same. You can just wheel out the tape, and this, because it's tape and not necessarily glue, it is unstickable, so you can work with it, which I've done in my other videos. Another thing to point out again is that these are in protective exact fit sleeves. They are tough to put on, but they do give that protection, so if I ever want to remove a card, I can. Makes it easier. Also, it makes it easier to peel up if I need to move things around. We'll see how we work this sticker in. So first, how I'm going to cut the, let's kind of move this out of the way so we don't damage it. How I'm going to cut this is with the Fiskars cutter. Can't remember the exact same title for it, but I will link it in the description. I've been using it. It's what I used for the cutting the papers to get nice clean edges. It's very handy when you do scrapbook kind of things. Okay, so when I cut these, I had to cut them front and back, kind of get a perforated edge to it. I'll show you real quick what I mean, in case we need another one. So I got that perforated edge. I bent it so I could see it. If you have an X-Acto knife style cutter, you can also use that to clean up the backside. So I kind of perforated it. Didn't perfectly line up in every spot. Kind of turned out like that. Okay, so now we bring back out our page here, And again, we work on our layout. So a little piece there. It's kind of an optical illusion how that got cut. So I think I want it pretty close up snug to it. Now how I'm going to do that before gluing it down, I'm going to bring in some tape. Good old-fashioned tape. And this way you can, I'm going to stick it to the taller one, make sure it's tight to the bottom, and then tape it down. This will just help me keep it lined up where I'd like it. It's not exactly the same width, so I'm just kind of cutting the difference on that. This one, because we have that perforated edge that's kind of chunky, I think I'll go to the top with it. Maybe it'll get hidden in the frame. Again, splitting the difference on the sides of it. There we go. Okay, and now we're ready to glue it down, or rather tape it down. Now with the tape runner, it's kind of hit or miss lately with me putting the tape down. Got to push pretty good, and then I've noticed it helps to sort of swoop out to get the tape to break off. If you watch my earlier videos, sometimes it would just pull straight out. This one has been really finicky with me. There we go. You also got to get the right angle. Now, this is not my original artwork. I've mentioned that in the previous videos. This is watercolor prints that my husband picked up at a convention. The artist has been found, though. One of my friends did a reverse image search. I don't know why I didn't think of doing that myself. And they were able to find the Tumblr for that artist. So that's also linked in the description in case you want to look into getting any of these for yourself. I don't know what sizes they might come in, though. These are 4x6. Okay, so now we're going to do the card layout. Last time I had Eevee and well, it wasn't Vaporeon, but it was Eevee and Sylveon straight up and down. This time I think I'm going to keep it pretty playful and stagger them down. And then once I get my kind of waterfall of them glued in, I'll find a place to put the sticker. Okay, so I've got all of my cards taped down. Everything's nice and stable. We still got plenty of that iridescent shine coming through on the background. I do wish this was a slightly smaller Vaporeon sticker, so we wouldn't cover up too much of the shine, but I think the best place might be there. If I put it down here, we're covering up the Vaporeon card quite a bit, and I do love those V's. In fact, I think I have them for every single one, and I want to keep that consistent. I think I'll actually tuck that behind. Now, stickers, one of the very common ephemera that you get in Pokemon. They come in certain packs. They're constantly handed out. You can find dispensers for them. In fact, the card store that I run the Pokemon League for, or participate in the Pokemon League for, has a dispenser of these stickers. So plenty easy to get a hold of them. I'm just going to tuck that over. There we go. It's a pretty simple layout, but I think it gets the point across. I love that we've got the waves going through, and we've got that iridescent foil with the cards in the background. Yeah, it's a good one. It's one of my favorite. Let me know. Again, I'm trying to take votes here. If anybody who has a specific Pokemon, or I mean an evolution they'd like to see, their favorite one perhaps. And then I'm thinking I might continue doing these later on for other Pokemon, maybe because I'm looking to explore my own watercoloring. I'll try to make my own of my actual all-time favorite Pokemon. Best guess for who that is. Now, I hope you guys have a good day and stick with me for the next ones. Goodbye.